Hey everyone, Past Horizon here for the final part of the Request 55 preparations. And, well, thankfully, it's getting kind of long-winded here, so I'll try and keep this as brief as I can. Anyway, you will need an auto buff persona, but you should have already fused one if you've been following this Let's Play anyway, in which case, for this Let's Play, it's Raphael. You really only need the single target auto buffs, but the all versions do the same thing basically, so as far as functionality for that battle, because you can't bring a party with you, but so Raphael works just fine. You'll just start the battle with that one. Now you're also going to want to learn, well, I don't have Messiah on me, but level grind Messiah up to level 97, pick up Enduring Soul. Just make sure not to overwrite Sharp Student, High Counter, Mind Charge, or Salvation with it. Just overwrite one of his useless abilities. And then register him. One final time. Then you're going to want to level grind to level 99. Now you're going to want to go into Monad for this. Your party members don't matter. You only need the main character's level to get to level 99. Because at level 99, for some reason, your HP and SP become 999. I don't know why. They just do.
Pretty awkward jump there, but whatever. You'll need that much HP, trust me.
And then you're going to want to... Well, you could level Telos and Messiah up to level 99, but I don't think that's necessary. Levels really don't mean much for your personas. But, yeah. Once you get to level 99, well, in order to get to level 99, you're going to want to do it on level floor 3 of Monad, of course, because, well, you need to find the Miyoho Muramasa, the final rare katana. If you get it, get out of there and save, and hand it in. Fortunately, you keep the sword even if you hand it in, so don't worry about that. Even if you hand in the request, I mean. And, if you get to level 99 and you don't have the sword yet, the RNG really hates you. In which case, just bring Hillel and Satan along, use Satan, and just Armageddon everything in your way to up to floor 3, and explore floor 3 fully until you get the sword. If you don't get it, just have Fuka teleport you out, go back in, and rinse and repeat until you get the sword. If you care that much about it. And Armageddon is pretty much the most efficient way of getting through things. Assuming you can't just run past the enemy, which if you can, you know, do that. But if you absolutely have to fight something, just use Armageddon. And once you're level 99... you're going to want to use stat up cards. And if you followed my Let's Play, I had you use all of your gems to get stat up items that you had left over anyway. And you're going to want to use them on Orpheus Telos first to max his stats, then Messiah to max his stats, and then finally Ashura to max her stats, or his stats. I think Ashura's technically male, but... Now, I know that I don't have enough cards to max Messiah's, or Orpheus Telos' stats, excuse me. So I'm just going to use them all on Orpheus Telos. Unfortunately, there is no way to look at the stats as you use the cards, so you have to, well, you have to do this. Did I max the stats? No, I didn't. I knew I wasn't going to, but that's what you have to do between using your cards, which is really stupid. Just poor game design there. And there's other ways of increasing your stats other than these cards. Mainly the arcade games. But unfortunately the arcade games can only raise strength, magic, and agility. They cannot raise endurance or luck. I don't really care about luck, but endurance is, unfortunately, like, the most important stat. Second to your magic stat, and then finally your strength stat, because all three of those stats factor into your defense stats and your magic defense stats. Well, magic factors into magic defense, strength factors into physical defense, at least so I've read. But more importantly, magic also factors into your damage. And I know I've said that stats don't matter, but when you're the same level as the enemy, which you will be at level 99 with the boss, Unfortunately, stats matter at that point, which really sucks. So, there's my Telos' stats. Luck is maxed. I don't care. Every stat card increases luck by 2, so it's pathetically easy to max. It's also the one stat I really don't care about. Agility is important to max as well, because it'll reduce your likelihood of missing, so that's good. You don't want to miss in the battle, trust me. There is a time limit, which is stupid.
Well, really a turn limit.
Now, once you've done all that, you're gonna want to start your New Game Plus. And I feel like I'm forgetting something important. Let me see if I can remember. Okay, well, you do need to register Telos, because it won't transfer over directly if it's in your inventory. Only your compendium will. So let's register him. Okay. Well, you're going to want to set up for getting your New Game Plus file. So, you need to understand what transfers and what doesn't. Your main character's level and your saved compendium will, whatever was registered in there, will transfer over.
You'll still have to wait until the game gives you the compendium in the story before you can actually buy back old personas from it.
So yeah, your equipment transfers over that you have equipped on your main character. Any equipment, weapon, armor, shoes, accessories you have in your inventory will carry over. Your money carries over. Your equipped personas do not, but again, your compendium will. You just have to wait for it to be unlocked. Your consumable items will not, and this sucks because before taking on the boss, you will need at least a few somas to be safe. Couple beads and bead chains. Well, probably like 5. I say would cut it. The more you have, the better. Maybe not 5 each, but a combination of 5 for the 2. Because, I mean, they functionally serve the same purpose. Either one character or every character. I mean, if you have 53, you're fine. But unfortunately, I'm going to lose them all. And of course, you can farm gems to get these from the, what do you call it? The antique shop. You'll also want... Where are they? Homunculus, and this is what I was forgetting. Because there's no way to guarantee block the boss's light and dark skills, which is really bad game design, by the way. Yeah, if you have to give the boss unblockable instant death to make it hard, you've screwed up as a game designer. But, anyway, so you need to have a bunch of these, and even if you have a bunch of them, there's a possibility that you just get screwed, and every time you get hit with instant death, you just die. And you can go through dozens and dozens of these if you get really unlucky, but really, as long as you have around 10 of them, you're usually okay. But, you know, obviously the more you have, the better. I would not go with any less than 5. And that's really pushing it. You want to eliminate as much luck as possible. So you need a bunch of those. I don't think there's any other items that you really need. Nah, just beads or bead chains and somas. Apparently I don't have any bead chains, but beads get the job done. Same thing. Somas you'll need because you need to restore your SP. You could also use precious eggs, but just use somas because you're probably going to need HP healing at the time anyway. So that's it for your items that you're going to need. Unfortunately, they don't transfer over, so again, you'll have to recollect them. Your party members' levels do not carry over. And neither does their equipment. It's replaced by their default equipment, unfortunately. So, you want to remove any fusion weapon they have, any accessory they have. Unfortunately, you can't just remove an accessory, so I would recommend just equipping the default accessories, or some accessories you don't care about losing that are really bad, like, oh, I don't know. What's something really bad that I have that's not very useful? Like a space badge. It's not very useful, so. Or any of the other healing ones, really. The regen is just not very good in this game. Neither is the SP one. But obviously you don't want to lose like the Radiant Halo or the Ring of Darkness, because they make your party members immune to, well, their weaknesses, at least Ken and Koromaru. Don't want to lose the flowers if you can help it. Don't want to lose Tome of the Void or any other good accessories. Don't worry about not having charm protection on your party members for the final boss, since you're just going to nuke the final form
with Armageddon.
Obviously you don't want to lose their fusion weapons, because that's how you get your other party members immune to their, or resistant to their weakness. And equip any weak armor you don't care about losing, or in weak shoes you don't care about losing. And you want to do that for every party member. Except for Shinjiro, because he's kind of dead. And then for actually taking on the final boss again, just get Satan and Hillel for the fusion spell Armageddon. And level grind Satan so that you get Black Viper back. And then just use Black Viper on the final boss all the way until the final form. And then use Armageddon on the final form right away, so that way you don't have to deal with any of its bullcrap Moonless Gown or whatever it's called. And then Night Queen before it can charm your party members, because you won't be protected. And for taking on the final boss, you might as well equip the Tome of the Void, just in case, which I'm going to equip right now. And all of this stuff will carry over that I have equipped on the main character, so no harm there. And then once you're doing your New Game Plus, you don't actually have to do any of the social links or other requests again. Request 55 is unlocked as soon as you have access to the requests, but obviously you gotta wait till you're prepared to take it on. It gives you access to it before you even have the compendium, so I guess maybe Atlas thinks you're supposed to beat it with just plain old Orpheus. I don't know. That seems weird to me. But, I'm still going to do the social links and all the requests because I want a perfect file with 100% compendium and all the requests completed and all the social links maxed. Losing my voice here. It's not good.
At night, on your New Game Plus run, you'll be able to use the arcade, and you can use it to up the strength, magic, and agility of your equipped persona. Different games up a different stat. I forget which game does which, but I believe it's a +3 bonus depending on the game.
And the only thing at night that would interfere with that is the social links. Oh, your social stats will carry over as well, so you don't have to do any of those again. So
you'll be a charismatic badass genius right from the beginning, and that's pretty awesome.
But yeah, you want to use the arcade, and then of course farm for gems when you can to be able to get primarily Cup of Kings that up your endurance by 4 and your luck by 2. Primarily for the endurance, because unfortunately there's no arcade game that ups endurance or luck, so you have to do that through gems. And you'll need 1 turquoise and 2 onyx for that per one, which is not that hard to get. And I'll post a link to a walkthrough that has a list of what enemy drops what gem, and they don't start dropping them until the second block, unfortunately. And don't start farming them until your New Game Plus, because they're all going to be gone. And use any stat up card you have before starting your New Game Plus, because, again, they'll be gone. And make sure you register your max stat, well, your most recent version of the persona that you actually want to keep, because otherwise it's not going to carry over. Your money also carries over. I don't know if I said that or not, but yeah, that's pretty much it. The only other thing is getting a fusion weapon for the main character, and I recommend whatever weapon has a boost for whatever element you're going to use. So since I'm using Thunder Rain, I want to use Odin and get a fusion weapon of him. You can use any Nihil weapon, and you'll get the Gungnir Lance, which is the Gungnir Spear, which has a Elec boost on it, and that'll stack with Telos' Elec amp. Just never do a physical attack with it, because if you miss, you'll fall down, and on top of which it does lightning elemental damage anyway, if you're using a different element than me, like say you're using wind, well, get the wind boost weapon, which I think is from Vishnu, and I think Sturt has the fire boost weapon, and I don't remember which one has the ice boost weapon. It's some really weird persona.
Sibule is actually the persona that gives an ice boost weapon. Kukulane also gives another wind boost weapon, and Thor will also give a different elect boost weapon, so that would be an option instead of the Gungnir. I just think the Gungnir sounds like a cooler weapon.
If you want to have the option of using a normal physical attack, then go for a bow. I would recommend Chiyu's Quintessence Bow. It's the strongest bow in the game, 450 attack power, and plus 10 to all your stats. But again, that's not really relevant, considering I'm going in there with max stats anyway. But it is technically the best bow, and 450 attack power sounds like a lot, but not really. Even at even levels, your weapon attack power really doesn't mean much. And it means nothing for your magic spells, so I can't imagine Chiyu's Quintessence Bow would help you increase your DPS more than an Elect Boost would. But I could be wrong. Obviously, if you manage to transfer Elect Boost and Elect Amp to Telos, then okay, yeah. Get Chiyu's Quintessence Bow. And other than that, I think that's basically it. Yeah. The only other thing is, you'll have to go through Monad alone when you actually take on the request. But again, Satan's Armageddon will get you through with Victory Cry. And I'll probably go over my equipment and all that ahead of time, but just as a final reminder, going with Odin's Gungnir Lance, maybe Chiyu's Quintessence Bow if I find that is indeed better. Armor of Light with resist physical, shoes don't matter. And where is it? The Divine Pillar for taking half damage. And that's really it. So I will end it here. And on the next episode, the only thing left is to complete the final requests, including the final fusion spells and the final rare sword. And other than that, I just have to complete the compendium, which I'll have to farm for money. But on the next part, I think I'll have enough to fuse for the final fusion spells. So I'll do that on the next episode. This is Ryzen. Thanks for watching. Take care.